guys, it's me, Michael Ankers, and welcome to the first ever episode of my brand new series, Michael Ankers Music Mondays. I can't wait for you to watch this, so make sure you stay tuned to the end of this video to watch the full first new episode. So, in today's episode, we are talking about my music and my singing journey from when I was younger and to now, so my music and singing journey so far. So, let's get started. So guys, don't be starting off from when I was very younger in terms of singing things. So when I was in primary school, when I was a little kid, I was like, I think a lot of people also like listen to music in the house, or maybe singing in the shower, whatever. And I first started, my first singing thing I properly did was when I was in year 5, so I was about 9 or 10 years old in primary school. I joined the primary school choir. I was in it for year 5 and I loved it. We got to do a few concerts at primary school and it was lovely. And then in year 6, it was just last year, I was in primary school and I was really forward to going to high school. And then obviously when I got to high school or secondary school, I really started enjoying it. So in year 7, I obviously we got to do music and drama properly. So I really enjoyed that, doing music, learning about all things, but also drama as well in terms of performance. And then I wrote my first ever original song, and it was about my secondary school. And me and some of the teachers filmed a music video. It was lovely fun memories of doing a bit of that to the bar, so obviously singing as well, so it was a really fun experience, all that jazz. And then in year 8 or 9, I think, I joined the secondary school choir. And in 2018, so when I was in year 9, we got to do a concert when it was the anniversary of the Manchester 1 year anniversary. We did a concert. It wasn't the One Love one. It was a different concert, but there was a few celebrities from Coronation Street, CBBC there, a few other people like Channel 4 news presenters as well. And our school choir was part of a youth club with a few other primary schools and secondary schools in Manchester. And we got to sing a few songs, and we got to open it, which was lovely. I think it was on BBC One. And then, also in year 9, I started on YouTube. So, that's what I am today, on YouTube. But I had another YouTube channel a while ago, so I started YouTube, and then I got another one as well. And I started obviously doing vlogs and song covers and all that. And then eventually I put my first original song on YouTube. It was a different song. It was called Shining Spotlight, something like that. And and I wrote it. I had no music, but I just wrote it. And then I started. I lost the login details for those YouTube channels, so they're still on there. So I looked a bit different to what I do now, but it was a few years ago. And then from year 7 to year 9, I did a few different things. Obviously, singing. I started, I tried to have a few lessons. And then in year 9, I started having a few singing lessons with the head of music, and I was first proper singing lessons. And in sort of at the end of year 9, when it was the summer holidays, I joined, I joined a performing arts group called Class Act, which I haven't really talked about on my channel before, really. Or on that, it's one of those things I don't really mention on the set, but just because for privacy, something for but I'm going to talk about. So I joined a performing arts group school called Class Act, and it was every Saturday. And I was just originally doing singing lessons. And after a few weeks, they'd been rehearsing their own, production of Wizard of Oz. So I decided, they said, well, you can do something in it you want. So I ended up being, well, obviously they've been rehearsing for months already when I joined. So I was 15 at the time when I joined, and I ended up being a munchkin and one of the citizens, Aussie, and that's it. And it was really fun. When we were rehearsing it, obviously we got to do singing, a bit of dancing, acting. And there was 2 shows in November 2019. I got to do the first one, obviously, but I couldn't do the second one because I had a bad headache and unfortunately I couldn't do it. But it was such a fun experience doing that, and I continued with that for another year or so, the performing arts school. Also, in speaking of 2019, in start of like September 2019 or sort of thing, I started having a singing lesson with a professional vocal teacher who'd actually been on X Factor so many years ago, and she's called January, and she's lovely and she's very nice to me. She helped me do things, and yeah. So actually no, it was. Oh no, I'm getting my ears on. Well, I did start having proper singing lessons with the head of music in year 10. And then in year 11, which was start September, oh yeah, actually I'm right, September 2019, I'm right. I started singing lessons with an X Factor, sort of, who's been on X Factor and done so many other things. And she was very nice, and then obviously when Corona hit, I stopped having singing lessons with her. Originally in year 11, I was meant to be doing the summer concert. It was like the move through, like probably like solo performance, but no, we couldn't obviously. Because of Corona. So unfortunately we couldn't do that. And then obviously we still at Class Act, but obviously that was closed at the moment. But I started eventually having Zoom singing lessons, and then at the end of December last year, 2020, I left Class Act. I started doing drama lessons with them as well. But I thought, and I'll explain why in a minute. And then in terms of singing lessons at the moment, I'm having singing lessons for free with a charity. A head of a charity called Abby. So that's at the moment. And then obviously in terms of Class Act, I left at the end of last year because I started at college, which I'll go into in a minute, but also I thought, new start. So, at the moment, I'm a college student, and I will be until next year, 2022, so I'm there for 2 years, and I'm doing performing arts. So, currently we've performed an acting improvisation piece. At the moment, we've not been able to do the play, obviously, that we were working on, obviously, because of COVID. So we're doing to work on online performance, but I'm really enjoying it, being able to do doing a bit of acting as well, work on performance and all that. And obviously, let's talk a bit about YouTube. So obviously, like I said, in year 9, I started on YouTube, blah 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 blah. I lost the dodging details for it. I did a few other channels, but some of them got deleted and stuff, so there we go. And then in 2019, August 2019, I started this channel, Michael Ankers Music, and one of my first covers was probably like Electricity by Elton John, something like that. And obviously, I started from there, and then, got so many subscribers, and then I released my first proper sort of original song that year called Ability and Disability. If you were there at the time, you might remember. If you were subscribed to me at the time, you may remember. And that was a collab with someone from the school, and they did the music for it. I wrote it, I sang it, recorded it at home, and it was a good song. It's about believing in yourself, even if you have a disability. And then I did a Christmas song, but I deleted that, called December, if you remember. Oh no, yeah, 12 December. You may remember, I'm not sure. And then in January of 2020, I released my song Dreams, and I was really happy with it. That was the first song that someone had written for me, which was interesting. I think it was a lyric writer called Lola Bell, something like that, and she's really nice. She wrote the song for me. About that, guys, if you saw me cut off there, Matt from One Hour Storage for a quick sample. So, as I was saying, I also did my song Dreams, and then eventually because at the time in year 11 I was doing music for GCSE, so I wanted to do, a few more songs. Well, it was a B-Tech, but you know what I mean. And I was also doing French at the time, so eventually I did my own, when it was like sort of Corona hit, I did my own song that was like partly French and English, and obviously I was doing music to French, but I wanted to do French as well as music to be able to do songs. I also was doing music obviously to learn more about music, and then obviously did my song called Fantasy. And then the next song I did after that was Fabulous, which you may remember, one of the more well-known songs. And I really love doing that song, like Fabulous, Fabulous. Everyone really liked that song. And then I did, I'm trying to remember now, obviously I've done a few other songs. I did a few collabs last year in terms of covers and things when I was starting to collab with more people, so it was just super fun. I was featured on a remix, I was featured on a rap song, it was so good. Also, you may remember last year I was also did my own Christmas song called Special Time, which you may remember, and I really loved doing that song. It was so fun to do. I loved writing it. I started writing it in October last year, and then obviously released it recorded it about November, then released it in December. And it was super fun, and obviously I've got my most recent song out, Boo Online Haters, and obviously that was fun to write and all that. So yeah, that is basically my musical journey, just shortened as much as possible in full detail. But yeah, so I really hope you enjoyed this first episode. Make sure you tune in for next week's episode. I've got something very out of your clue. Next week's episode is going to be sort of like something to do with your vocals. That's all I'm saying. But I really hope you enjoyed, and thank you so much for watching the first ever episode of Michael Ankers Music Mondays, and I will see you next time. Anyway, bye guys. See you.